Hello, hello, hello. I wanted to share my October daily through Pink Oddbird this year. I've gotten behind on the videos, although I've kept up with the actual journaling. So I'm going to go through, I think, through the 18th today. And the hashtag is OCTDAY2022 if you want to look it up and see everyone's. And I just did this cereal box cover for my October daily this year. All right, let's get started. So this year, Pink Oddbird teamed up with a whole group of other people that came up with all of these prompts. So instead of just doing the regular prompts, it's actually going to tell a story. So by the end of it, you will actually have a little scary story. And so what I wanted to do was make it look like an actual book, since it was going to tell a story and wasn't just going to be random ones all over the place. So number 1 up here, you receive a mysterious letter in the mail. Inside, a copy of the will of an unknown relative, the deed to a home, and a set of keys. So here are my envelopes. And yes, I know I put the date backwards. First time using that stamp. I'm not a very good stamper. But here's my little raggedy envelope. And here's my other envelope and my keys. I even have a set of little tiny keys on here. So this one is the deed to the property. And here is the will and testament. And the mysterious letter. So I will read the mysterious letter. Dear Miss Jackson, we have been looking for you for quite some time now. We regretfully inform you of the passing of your maternal great-grandmother, Madame Marie Laveau. As your mother moved away with you, we had a hard time tracking you down. You are the sole heir to your great-grandmother's fortune and properties. Madame Laveau passed away when you were but a child. The property is set empty since then, or since the tragic night of her passing, on Halloween night, 1977. On that fateful evening, she, along with 103 other guests, were killed when there was a gas leak during her annual Halloween ball. Everyone in attendance, even children, succumbed to the fumes. Sorry about that. Many of the guests held political offices or other standings of great importance. After the tragedy, those left in town slowly moved away, leaving your properties and many others abandoned. A gentleman has come forward to purchase the town now, causing us to try once again to find you. After visiting the properties, you can let us know if you are interested in selling. Inside, you will find Madame Laveau's will, the deeds to her properties, and a map. Her main residence and the location of her death is located on St. Anne Street in New Orleans, Louisiana. There have been stories I must warn you about, stories of apparitions and music coming from the house. Also on the property is a graveyard With the overwhelming loss that night, everyone was buried on the property. The graveyard was created for them there. Okay. That was funny. My cat is over here knocking stuff over, creeping me out in the background. Perfect timing for my little black cat. Okay. Prompt 2. Following the directions in the letter, you head to the location of the house. What does it look like? As I pull up to the house I have inherited, my emotions are all over the place. You can look at the book while I read it. Excitement, fear, sadness, curiosity. I never knew my great-grandmother. After my grandmother's death, my mama had moved in with her. That was really all I knew. For reasons unknown to me, my mother ran away from this town and her grandmother as soon as I was born, maybe even right before. I have no idea what made her flee and cut all contact. I grew up thinking my mother was all the family I had. Now, as I reconcile that I didn't have to grow up poor and alone, I feel anger and resentment for what might have been. As I look upon this huge, beautiful house and imagine what it must have been like in its prime, an eerie feeling comes over me as I walk up the path, almost like the house is alive, or that I am not alone here. And I wonder if that jazz music that I hear is just in my head. You decide to look around the expansive grounds. What does the yard look like? This place is huge. I know it sits on 44 acres, but had no idea what that actually looked like. The grass is overgrown, and I can see the entrance to the graveyard around the back. There's an old creepy doll in the grass. Must have been one of the children's. That thought turns my stomach, and I decide I better go inside before I lose the light of the evening sun. Besides, I feel like I'm being watched out here. You work up the nerve to go inside the house. What's the first thing that you notice? If you can see, there's an apparition on the stairs. The first thing I notice upon entering the house is the smell. It is thick with the smell of jasmine and magnolias, my favorite flowers. They remind me of my mother's perfume, and I have a flashback to rubbing some on as I gathered up her belongings from the hospital. I snap back to the present as I stood before a huge painting of my grandmother. I don't even know how I know it is her. She passed before I was born. She looks like my twin. It feels as if her eyes are warning me. There's grandmother. And then it says, you see a portrait hanging on the wall of your relative. Tell us about them. How did they look? I love this photo. It says, when a wise woman passes, we are left to spread her wisdom like seeds. What's interesting is this is a writing about Hallowmas, the witches' New Year's Eve, which is actually Halloween. And I didn't even realize that that was on the back of this photo when I chose it as my great-grandmother. I follow her eyes and almost gasp as I lock eyes with who could only be my great-grandmother, the lady of the house. A chill run down my body, head to toe. Next to her was an equally huge painting of a man. This must be my great-grandfather. He held 2 ravens at his shoulders and a beard longer than my waist-length hair. What on earth is this place? Oh, I love this page, and it's a little tricky. Okay. Suddenly you hear a spooky sound. Describe what you think it was. Oh my goodness. Okay. Can you see all the little ghostly apparitions? And they say the whole ghost family began whirring through the air, jazzing up the room. Groovy, said the mom. Boo-boo-be-doo, squeaked the little sis. Let's crank up. Do the boogeyman boogie, cried Shade. Suddenly my attention is snatched away again as I hear that jazz music. And this time, I know it's definitely not in my head. It's coming from the room next door. I close my eyes and I swear I can hear the laughter and voices of a party, the shoes dancing across the floor. In my mind's eye, I can almost see them as well. So do you get it? There they were, and then the daddy, out of sight, said the dad, as he tells them to get out of here. And then here I am, peeking in the room to catch nobody in there. You take a walk into the next room and see what actually made the sound. What is it? I swing the door open, trying to catch the partygoers in action. My mouth drops open as I no longer hear the music and I am entirely alone again. The room is a big, beautiful ballroom. There is still the jazz band's entire setup as if they were just on break. Even though my eyes see no one, my skin is bumpy and my senses feel them. Thud, thud, thud. You hear footsteps heading upstairs towards the master bedroom. Running up the stairs, what do you notice? I jump. I hear heavy footsteps behind me as if someone is going up the grand staircase I saw when I came in. There is no one on the stairs, so I run up them as quickly as I can, hoping to finally catch a glimpse with my eyes of the ones I can feel are here with me. I am chasing the proof I crave that I am not crazy. Number 9. No one is in the bedroom when you enter. Once in the room, you notice a giant creepy tree outside the window. You see the creepy tree and the broken window and the full moon outside. Of course, the room appears empty, but for this strange black cat on the mantle. There is a fire burning in the fireplace. The veil is so thin here, I cannot tell if what I'm seeing is real or more like a glimpse into the memories of the house. As I step closer, I can feel the heat of the fireplace. Out of the window, I can see the other wing of the house and a grandmother oak tree that seems to watch over the whole place. It's hard to discern whether her dramatic shadows she is giving off are mere shadows or actual spirits taking solace in her mighty arms. Just as all the hair on my body stands up, a great wind blows through my hair and slams the doors behind me. Suddenly, a giant wind causes the bedroom door to slam. What message is carved into the door? It says, even in the grave, all is not lost. I spin around to see something carved into the door. Even in the grave, all is not lost. That is what it says, but who wrote it? Someone who knows what life is like from inside the grave? Covered in goosebumps, I just want to get out of this room. Slowly open the door, and you notice a shadowy figure standing there. Upon being noticed, it runs away. What was it doing? I freeze as I open the doors to see a dark figure standing there. He tips his hat to me, then turns and quickly heads down the hall and to the tiny servant staircase. I saw on the map that it leads to the kitchen. I decide to follow him. You chase the figure downstairs into the kitchen. At the table is a plate of freshly prepared food. What's on the plate? The staircase is so small and steep. As I descend them, I can smell crab and other delicious aromas. To my shock and awe, the table in the kitchen has party food on it and a huge pot of gumbo. I can see the steam rising and it smells so good, I am tempted to take a bowl. Tucked under the plate is a mysterious invitation to a strange Halloween party. What does it look like? Then I notice a colorful paper tucked under one of the plates. I pick it up to see it. It appears to be an invitation to that fateful Halloween party that consumed all of those souls for good. It is even signed in my great-grandmother's name at the bottom. Your presence is requested at the Halloween ball, October 31st, 7 p.m. Family and children welcome. Must be in costume. Sincerely, Madame Marie Laveau. Ding dong. It's the doorbell and sounds of kids. Trick-or-treaters? Through the glass of the door, you see shadows taller than children. Ding dong. That the doorbell? I can't believe it still works. Who on earth could be at the door? No one knows I'm here, and the town looked just as deserted as these grounds. Sounds like children, but their shadows don't look like children. Fearfully, you open the door. No one is there. Looking around, you notice a trail of candy leading to the backyard. Once again, there is no one there. This game of hide and seek is getting old. Wait a minute. Is that a trail of candy leading to the backyard? So they were children. Playing Halloween games, I suppose. Maya, please go in the other room. Hearing the laughter of the children coming from the back, you run to the back and follow the sounds to a giant mausoleum. Let's see the little boy in the mausoleum too. There they are again. I can hear them laughing and playing. Oh dear, are these the children from the Halloween party horror? Forever caught in a replay of the Halloween games they played that night? I followed the children's laughter, led straight to the big mausoleum in back. Look at this giant creepy. You see the gargoyles watching over. I'm making a video. I'm not talking to you, baby. My daughter thinks I'm talking to her.
What are gargoyles?
I walked up the brick walkway to the mausoleum. Inside, there are stacks of pumpkins, fresh and some carved into jack-o'-lanterns. As I walk through the enormous mausoleum, I swear their eyes are following me. It's so unsettling. Oh, I forgot to read the prompt. When you walk into the mausoleum, you see stacks and stacks of pumpkins and notice some are watching you with spooky eyes. I added eyes to these guys. That one looks a little too happy. And I wanted the mausoleum to be, it had to house 103 people. So if you've been inside a mausoleum in New Orleans, you know that they put whole families in there. But this one had to house 103 people at the same time. So I wanted it to look like each of these was like a different grave or coffin room, whatever you call it. 18. Your eyes fall on a tomb at the back. Leaning over it to read the inscription, the top slides open, revealing stairs. How does it look? Oh, I done knocked my moss out. In the very back of the mausoleum is a tomb, right in the middle of the floor. It is unlike all of the others, entombed into the wall. It feels important. I wonder if it is my great-grandmother's tomb. As I lean over to read it, it slides open to reveal a staircase. It is dark and cold. Moss grows along the walls. My curiosity is killing me. Why would someone hide this here? Where does it lead? To a treasure? To a secret room? To my death? You go down the stairs. What does the secret room look like? What things did your relative keep down there? This says stay with us, and I've added moss.
Is that moss?
Shh. I'm making a video, baby.
It doesn't look like Mom's.
As I reach the bottom of the stairs, I cannot believe my eyes. We must be underground. However, this place is so enormous, it's like an entire new house. There are many halls leading to other rooms. Each has its own altar set up there. The air is alive down here. Again, all of the hair on my body stands on end. I'm frozen. Yamaya, can you go in the other room, please? Surprise! A monster jumps out at you, and you turn to run. Out of the corner of your eye, you catch a glimpse of it. What does it look like?
What does it look? Oh.
Yamaya, go in the other room.
Let's see what the monster looks like.
When I'm done making the video, I'll read it to you, okay? Can you go in the other room? Something jumps... Sorry, you guys. Something jumps from this... Now you see why I can never make a video. Something jumps from the shadows. As I turn to run, I see two zombie children. They laugh as I run back to the house. Yamaya, close the door, please. Safely inside, you think all is well, until the door under the stairs pops open on its own. A hand beckons you. What does it look like? Just as I think I am safely inside, I hear the understairs door creak open. A ghostly white hand appears holding a skull. Then it turns and points to me. As I slowly begin to step away, I realize it is pointing behind me. I have learned my lesson. Without even looking to see what it is, the thing breathing down my neck, I run. The ominous hand lingers in the air, pointing, until you realize it's pointing behind you. What's there? I think that is... Oh, one more. I'm going out of town this weekend, so I did a couple extra. You throw caution to the wind and run through the door and down the stairs. What did your relative keep down there? Can you close the door, please? Can you guys see the pictures? I run right through that door and down the stairs. Wow, it is a whole apothecary. Bookcases full of books and bottles everywhere, full of herbs and things. Now it is all making sense. My own psychic powers and intuition stronger than others. My mother's refusal to talk about any of it. What exactly are we? Is this why my mom ran away? And I think that's the last one. You'll have to stay tuned to see what happens. Thank you guys, and I'm really loving all of your stories. It's like exciting. It's like I can't wait to like find out what's gonna happen on the other, like on your other stories that I'm following. I love this idea, April. This was such a great idea to do like a story. I'm loving it. All right, I will be back again. I think I'm just gonna do one more video, maybe with the entire story. How's that sound? Let me know if you guys like that. Instead of just doing a video for each day for the rest of the month, if I should just wait till the end and do one big long story so there's no interruptions. All right, have a happy Halloween. Mwah.